Hey everyone, welcome back to Mindverse. Today we're going to talk about something truly fascinating, something that will take us far back in time, long before dinosaurs ever walked the earth. When we think of prehistoric life, our minds usually jump straight to dinosaurs, those giant reptiles that dominated the planet millions of years ago. But what many people don't realize is that Earth's history stretches much further back. Before dinosaurs ruled the land, countless mysterious forms of life existed, and the planet itself was a very different place. Today we'll explore 10 mysterious facts about life before dinosaurs. And trust me, some of these are so strange they'll leave you questioning what kind of world this really was. Let's begin by stepping into a world that feels almost alien compared to today. Imagine an Earth without grass, without flowers, without the animals we're used to seeing. Back then, the atmosphere, the climate, and the oceans were completely different. Life was experimenting, evolving in bizarre forms, and sometimes disappearing in massive extinctions. So, let's dive into these mysterious facts and uncover what our world looked like long before the mighty dinosaurs ever appeared. One of the most mysterious things about life before dinosaurs is how different the creatures looked compared to modern animals. Some of them seemed like experiments of nature, alien-like, almost as if they were from another planet. For example, around 500 million years ago, during the Cambrian period, the seas were filled with strange creatures like Anomalocaris, which looked like a giant shrimp with spiky limbs and rotating mouthparts. These animals were among the first real predators on Earth, and they had no resemblance to anything we see today. Life was testing out all kinds of body shapes and survival strategies, from spiky armor to bizarre feeding mechanisms. It's mysterious to think how evolution eventually led from these alien-looking sea creatures to the complex forms of life we recognize now. Another mystery lies in the atmosphere itself. Before dinosaurs, Earth's oxygen levels were very different, sometimes much higher than today. In the Carboniferous period, around 300 million years ago, oxygen levels were about 35% compared to today's 21%. This created a bizarre world where giant insects and enormous arthropods thrived. Imagine dragonflies with wingspans as wide as eagles, or millipedes the length of a car crawling through dense, swampy forests. These oversized creatures could exist only because of the high oxygen levels, and when oxygen later dropped, they disappeared. This shows us that life on Earth isn't just shaped by evolution, it's also shaped by the chemistry of our atmosphere, which makes us wonder what other hidden changes could have created worlds of life that no longer exist. Before dinosaurs, the planet itself was unrecognizable. Continents weren't where they are now. In fact, they were constantly drifting, colliding, and breaking apart. One of the most mysterious times was when all the land masses joined together into a single giant supercontinent known as Pangaea. But before Pangaea, there were even earlier supercontinents like Rodinia and Gondwana. Life had to constantly adapt to shifting land, changing climates, and new coastlines. Entire ecosystems would vanish when continents merged, cutting off shallow seas and altering weather patterns. It makes you realize that Earth has always been changing dramatically, and the landscapes where life once thrived are long gone, hidden beneath our modern continents. When it comes to mysterious life forms, one of the strangest were the trilobites. These were armored sea creatures that looked like a mix between a crab and a beetle, and they dominated the oceans for over 270 million years. What's fascinating is that trilobites had compound eyes made of crystal, giving them vision unlike anything animals have today. Some even had eyes that could see in complete darkness at the bottom of the ocean. Despite their success, they vanished in a mass extinction long before dinosaurs evolved. Their disappearance is still somewhat mysterious, and it reminds us that even the most dominant creatures can suddenly vanish, leaving only fossils behind. Speaking of extinctions, one of the scariest and most mysterious events in Earth's history happened before dinosaurs. Around 252 million years ago, the Permian-Triassic extinction, often called the Great Dying, wiped out nearly 90% of marine species and 70% of life on land. This was the deadliest extinction event ever, and scientists still debate the exact cause. Some theories suggest massive volcanic eruptions poisoned the atmosphere, while others believe methane gas was released from the oceans, causing catastrophic warming. Whatever the cause, this extinction almost ended life on Earth completely. Dinosaurs were able to rise later only because the world had been emptied of most other species. It's mysterious to think how close Earth came to losing almost all life before it even had a chance to flourish. Another strange fact about life before dinosaurs is the dominance of creatures you might not expect. For example, before dinosaurs ruled the land, reptiles called synapsids were the dominant species. Some of these, like Dimetrodon, looked like dinosaurs but weren't. Dimetrodon had a huge sail on its back, which scientists believe was used to regulate body temperature or attract mates. What's mysterious is that synapsids are actually more closely related to mammals, including Euston, to dinosaurs. In a way, our ancient relatives once ruled the planet long before the age of reptiles we call the dinosaur era. It makes you wonder how history could have gone differently. What if synapsids had never died out? maybe mammals would have dominated even earlier, and dinosaurs might never have existed at all. The oceans before dinosaurs were just as strange and mysterious. Sea scorpions or eurypterids were massive predators that grew up to 8 feet long, making them the largest arthropods ever to exist. Imagine walking along the shore and seeing a giant scorpion crawling out of the water. These creatures dominated for millions of years before eventually going extinct. The idea that such giant predators once roamed the seas is both terrifying and fascinating, showing how alien the world used to be compared to the one we live in now. Plant life also tells us mysterious stories about Earth before dinosaurs. For example, there were no flowering plants at all, no roses, no sunflowers, not even grass. Instead, Earth was covered in massive ferns, mosses, and giant trees that released spores instead of seeds. These forests looked completely alien, with towering club mosses reaching over 100 feet high. The air was heavy with moisture, and the ground was swampy and dark. These primeval forests created the coal deposits we dig up today, meaning that the fossil fuels powering our modern world were formed in the strange plant life of a time before dinosaurs. It's mysterious to think that the energy running our cars and lighting our homes comes from a world of bizarre plants and creatures long gone. One of the most mysterious things about early life is how evolution sometimes seemed to experiment with creatures that had no modern counterparts. For instance, in the Devonian period, fish were evolving strange forms, some with armor-like plates, others with jaws that could crush bone. One of the strangest was Dunkleosteus, a giant armored fish that grew as long as a bus and had jaws that could bite through almost anything. These terrifying fish ruled the oceans before sharks and marine reptiles took over. The fact that such monsters once existed, and yet vanished completely, makes us wonder how many other forms of life once thrived that we never even know about. And finally, one of the greatest mysteries of all is how life managed to survive through all these dramatic changes. From shifting continents to deadly extinctions, from massive predators to strange alien-like creatures, Earth's history before dinosaurs was filled with chaos and transformation. Yet life kept adapting, surviving, and evolving into new forms. Without those early experiments, without the trilobites, the giant insects, the monstrous fish, and the bizarre synapsids, there might never have been dinosaurs, mammals, or even humans. The world before dinosaurs wasn't empty, it was full of mystery, life, and drama beyond our imagination. So, when we think of dinosaurs as the ultimate prehistoric creatures, we have to remember that they were just part of the story. Long before they arrived, Earth had already gone through multiple ages of strange, mysterious life forms. Each one shaped the planet in its own way, paving the path for the next. And maybe, millions of years from now, people or perhaps some other intelligent life will look back at us the same way, as just another mysterious chapter in Earth's never-ending story. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the deep past. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mindverse for more fascinating explorations of science, space, and history. And as always, stay curious, because the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered.